Here's another question for you. Do you play the clarinet or the saxophone? I know it's a long shot, but maybe somebody listening to the show today does that. And do you want to get involved in a brand new group? Well, the East Anglian Single Reed Choir are hosting an open rehearsal on Wednesday, and if you do play such an instrument, you are invited. Carol Taylor is from the choir, and she's on the line now with details. Good afternoon, Carol.
Good afternoon. Hello.
Nice to talk to you. I must admit before we start, I do not play a wind instrument.
Well, it's never too late to start.
I always think it's quite difficult with the reed.
Well, it's actually not that difficult. All you do is put your reed against the mouthpiece and blow, and you should, it's actually not that difficult to make a noise of some sort.
Well, yeah, it would be a dreadful noise if I did it, I tell you. You know, the closest I came was the recorder, and that was many, many years ago. And the problem with the recorder is you have to blow very gently, don't you?
You do, yes. A lot of people make the mistake of blowing too hard, and then it's not always such a pleasant sound. But they can be tamed.
And you are the very person to do that. Tell me about
Wednesday evening, yes.
Yeah, well, tell me about the East Anglian Single Reed Choir anyway. How long have you been going?
The East Anglian Single Reed Choir was set up in the year 2000. I'm actually one of the founder members. And we rehearse fortnightly on a Wednesday in Kelvedon Village. We rehearse in the St Mary's Church, actually in the hall there. And we're a group of clarinet players and saxophone players, and we have between us the full range of the instruments. So we have a very small clarinet. We have only one of those. We have then several of the usual clarinets that you have. We have a couple of the alto clarinet, which is a bit bigger, and then we have the bass clarinet, much bigger still. We have the full range of the saxophones, so the soprano, the altos. That's the one that you mainly see. Then we have a tenor, and then we have the very big baritone saxophone as well. So combine them all together, and you get the most amazing sound.
I was just thinking about that, Carol. I've never heard a collection of instruments like that played together, but obviously with the different levels, you know, the sort of the higher noted ones, the bassier ones, it must make an unusual sound.
Yes, you do, and actually with the very high ones, you only need one of those. It's the equivalent of a piccolo in an orchestra. That one can outdo everyone else in terms of the volume, as it were. So you have, if you think about the normal size clarinet, think about them in terms of an orchestra, it's equivalent of the violins. So you have lots and lots of violins in an orchestra. So you have, that's the ones that you have the most of, because it's like the main body of the sound comes from those.
Now, you were saying that you set this up in the year 2000, Carol.
Yes.
You're one of the founding members. I mean, what was the idea behind it? Was it just something to do? Is it for charity? Why do you do it?
It was a community group. It was set up really to promote the playing of clarinets and saxophones in the area. We felt that there was a need for it, and it's an unusual combination. There wasn't a single reed choir group in the area. So a small group of us decided that it was needed. So we just decided to do it. Initially, it started off with a few players, and then it grew. And we're pleased to say that it's still going strong.
And you are looking for more people.
Well, we are looking for more people. Yes, you might have, if you've looked at our website, you'll see that on the website there is a section for wanted, and we're always on the lookout for more players. Particularly in the section, in the clarinet section, where we sort of boost the main body of the sound. But I mean, in all sections really.
Can you tell me a bit about the music you play? I mean, what sort of tunes do you play?
We play all sorts, all styles. We play sort of light classical, more jazzy things. So that when we put on a concert, we've got music to suit all tastes, really. Because obviously it would be quite boring if we put on the same type of music. But I mean, the beauty of having the clarinets and the saxophones is that you can blend the sounds. We can have within a piece of music, you can have just clarinets, just saxophones, or you can put all the instruments together and create sort of differences, contrasts, very soft sounds, very loud sounds. saxophones can play very quietly. We often get a bad press from saxophones. People say, "Oh, they're very loud," but actually, they can play very beautiful. It's a very melodic instrument.
Do you ever use percussion as well, or is it literally those two instruments?
Mainly, it's those. We have occasionally imported some percussion instruments and used them, depending on what the music is that we've played. We do play a lot of arrangements because there is very little original music for the combination, so we tend to arrange things ourselves if we decide to pick.
I'm really fascinated by the sound that you make. I mean, when are you next performing?
We've got a group performing in. Hang on, I've forgotten the date. It's on the 17th of June. We've got Tiptree Heath Fair. There's, for the Friends of Tiptree Heath, there's a group playing between 1:30 and 2. It's actually on the green on the outskirts of Tiptree. This is for a charity event. Then on 24th of June, there's a concert in Wethersfield.
Lovely. Well,
that's a nice and early concert at 6 o'clock.
Well, good luck with those two performances. And if people want to get involved, your open rehearsal is on Wednesday, isn't it?
Wednesday. Now, this is something a little bit different because we've actually got a group of a clarinet orchestra coming all the way. Well, they're actually here at the moment. They've come all the way from the Netherlands. They're called the Capriccio Clarinet Orchestra, and there's about 30 of them. The connection there is that I also play in the British Clarinet Ensemble, and we went over to Groningen last year to visit them, and they're over here. We did a concert with them on Saturday, and they're doing a concert in Chelmsford on Wednesday lunchtime. And as they're in Essex, we decided that it would be lovely to invite them to our rehearsal Wednesday night. So we're moving into the main body of the church on Wednesday, and we thought we'd open it up to anyone to come along and visit, come along and hear what we do. And those of us, a lot of us in the East Anglian group, we also play saxophones. Some of us play clarinet and saxophone, so we're all going to move on to saxophone. So we've got more saxophones in the group than we would normally have, as the Dutch people, they've just brought their clarinets with them. So we're going to have, I think, possibly more than 40 players. So it's going to be quite a sound on Wednesday night.
Well, that's a real chance to hear it, isn't it, Carol?
It will be a real chance. So we're going to put the urn on, provide tea and coffee and cake. Anyone can just wander in. It's very informal. It's free. Come along, hear what we do. We've got a selection of music, a variety of music that some of us won't have, or certainly the Dutch people won't have seen before. Just to read through. It's very, very informal. Come and have a look at the instruments. If you haven't seen a clarinet that looks a bit like a radiator, come along and see.
Carol, I can't wait to see such a thing. Wednesday night then, St Mary's Parish Church in Kelwood, and what a great idea. Well, if you play clarinet or saxophone, they're looking for you. Get in touch, check out their website. Carol, thank you very much for your time.